Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mail-in ballots is a lot of illegality.
President Trump firing off a barrage of false tweets, attacking officials in two key swing states, Michigan and Nevada, for making it easier for people to vote by mail. The tweets wrongly accusing Michigan of sending ballots to all voters and threatening to withhold federal funding to both states because of election changes due to the coronavirus pandemic. Michigan is sending absentee ballot applications to all voters, and the state's law allows any voter to cast a mail ballot for any reason. The tweet prompting this response from Michigan's governor, Gretchen Whitmer.
To see Twitter this morning and to see rhetoric like that is disheartening, because I think it first shows you that there maybe was a lack of understanding of what the Secretary of State was doing.
Legal experts say Trump is also unlikely to be able to unilaterally withhold funding Congress has already appropriated because he dislikes how states are running their elections. Hours later, Trump correcting his tweet about Michigan's ballot applications, but still claiming the Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, acted illegally. Benson responding, "Still wrong. Every Michigan registered voter has the right to vote by mail. I have the authority and responsibility to make sure that they know how to exercise this right." White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany declining to say what was illegal about Benson's actions or whether Trump could actually withhold federal funding, and defending the president's opposition to vote by mail.
There are several Republican states that are also doing these mail-in applications for ballots, and so I'm confused. What is it that he thinks is illegal that's happening in Michigan? He doesn't really specify.
So first, with regard to the president doing a mail-in vote, the president is, after all, the president, which means he's here in Washington. He's unable to cast his vote down in Florida, his state of residence. So for him, that's why he had to do a mail-in vote. But he supports mail-in voting for a reason. When you have a reason that you are unable to be present.
In Nevada, Republican Secretary of State Barbara Sagofsky pushing back on the president's accusation that the state is sending out, quote, illegal vote-by-mail ballots, saying she lawfully exercised authority granted to her by the state law to call for a primary election conducted primarily by mail-in ballot. In recent weeks, Trump has been fixated on the issue, sources tell CNN, pushing his political aides to be aggressive in combating Democratic lawsuits over vote-by-mail expansions all across the country. Trump's frustration growing as Democrats' legal victories pile up. Most recently in Texas, where a federal judge ruled that voters who are afraid of contracting the coronavirus can cast their absentee ballots by mail. That decision temporarily halted by another federal court on Wednesday.
God. Good luck, Texas. Good luck. Harris County, Houston, that's where Houston is. COVID. Good luck. The president of the United States is going to do everything and anything that he thinks he can do, whether he can or not, to insert himself into the state's right to select their electors. Yes, that's true. The states have a right to decide the manner in which they select their electors. Donald Trump doesn't like easy access to the ballot box. He doesn't like it. He doesn't think he can win if a lot of people vote. And now he's threatening to withhold funding from these states, just like he threatened to withhold Javelin missiles to Ukraine unless they announced, they didn't have to do it, just announce that they were investigating the Bidens. Because Donald Trump knows that Biden in his basement is a better bet, and that America knows that all day, than Donald Trump is. It's what he knows. They've seen the polling. They know what it looks like in Michigan. They know what it looks like in Wisconsin. They know what it looks like in Pennsylvania. They know what it looks like. This man is desperate because he will die in jail. That's why the caller from Idaho is an interesting guy in that somewhere he must have read it. I don't think he put the whole thing together, but I think I helped him figure it out. That if Donald Trump loses in November 3rd, we'll vote. Let's say we know who won. Won't that be something? That night. Let's say we know that. Donald Trump is such a child that he will take his ball and go home. He will pick up his jacks and he will walk away. And if he does that, then Mike Pence becomes the president of the United States until January 20th. And if Donald Trump quits and leaves or resigns and walks away because he lost and he's a loser and he knows it, and his feelings actually could be felt by him and he just implodes, Mike Pence could pardon him so that he does not face charges and die in jail. How sick. Joe in California.
Hello.
Hello.
Randy.
Hello.
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 Yeah, I just wanted to say that I called Mitch McConnell's office this morning. I have a number if you want
Was
me to
he
give
there?
it out to your listeners. Hello?
Was he
Oh,
there?
no, it's a message. You have to leave a message. Nobody answers their phones in
So why are
Washington
they getting
anymore.
paid for doing no work? I don't understand. You shouldn't get paid
Oh,
for
of
doing no
course.
work. Why are they getting paid for doing no work? I don't
I know.
understand. I don't understand.
I totally agree.
It
The number's
it
202-224.
de-incentivizes them.
Yeah, and again, I'm on unemployment. But the extra $600 does help right now,
Yeah,
but they're going to cut that off.
I know. It's
They're
ridiculous.
going to cut that off too. But I left a message and told them that dead on arrival is not a plan. Get to the table with the Democrats and work something out.
So here's what he wants
Anyway,
to trade. Here's what he wants to trade, okay? Mitch McConnell is negotiating in public. This whole idea that, oh, no, it de-incentivizes people to go back to work. They're making more. It's all for the preservation of our economy because 42% of these jobs, low wage jobs, are not coming back, right? Because if you work for an airline or you work at a theater or you work at a sports arena or if you work at a movie theater or a restaurant and they're only operating at 25%.
Oh, you should see it out here in Palm Springs.
No, what I'm saying to you is...
And this is not a poor community, and all these little businesses are going under.
So that's what I'm telling you. These jobs are not going to come back if you work in any of these places. Theater workers, right, sports arenas. They're going to need less people because they're hosting less people, and so less people will be hired back. So that's just a fact. So this $600 is necessary because it's easier and cheaper to do it this way than it is to bail us out after a Great Depression, right? So
exactly.
So what Mitch McConnell is angling for, because he knows this, is he wants the big corporate titans to have immunity from any lawsuits. That's what he wants in the bill. So that McDonald's, the very big, large chain, that if their workers, the meatpacking plants, there's only 5 companies that do this work, that if they pack these people in shoulder to shoulder and they make them work and they're not providing them proper protection, PPE, whatever, that you can't sue them if you die. Your family, your estate, your loved one cannot sue them for negligent homicide or, civilly for, violating safety rules, right? And so the president...
Incredible.
Yeah, and yesterday, I played this little clip yesterday, and it just went by the media so fast, nobody even commented on it. Through an executive order, Donald Trump is rescinding all regulations, all of them, which means OSHA's out the window, okay? Which means work safety.
Yeah, what you go to if you need help that your employer is
killing
doing
you.
Something wrong against you.
Yes, killing
exactly.
you.
I said that the D.O.A. plan has to be they want us all dead. Dead on arrival means they want us all dead.
They have this thing about, how much they hate us and that we are all disposable and dispensable and that they'll just make more of us. You know what I mean? And if they can't, the idea that they've already run the numbers and they know that half of these jobs are not coming back. They know how many small businesses have already filed for bankruptcy. They looked at, they know that thinner crowds in restaurants and movie theaters shutting down and retail shutting down and sports arenas only allowed to operate at 25% capacity or even half capacity, and airlines having to leave the middle seats open, right? That they're going to need fewer employees. And so when they, look at the numbers, they know these jobs aren't coming back, and they don't care if you die. It would be better for the economy if you did, in their guesstimation, because then there would be less people.
Talking.
There would be less people to get unemployment.
These people need to hear your voice. Trust me. I love you.
I love you. I love us. I love this country. I love everything that we are about as individual humans. Small business owners and meat packers and Amazon workers that bring joy to everybody every day. And I swear to God, they know fewer workers are going to be required. And they would really rather see you die than see you take their beloved Treasury money that really ought to go to their donors. RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.